System of a Down is one of the most important metal bands of the 2000s. Here's how you can recreate their drum sound.
You wanted to. Why don't think you
John Dolmayan started playing drums when he was a little child. He was heavily influenced by the greats like Neil Peart, John Bonham, and his favorite drummer Keith Moon, who is also the topic of our next Recreating Iconic Drum Sounds episode. In 1997, Dolmayan became the drummer for System of a Down when their original drummer left the band due to a hand injury. The band itself only formed 3 years earlier, in 1994 in Glendale, California. Even though System of a Down is an American metal band, all 4 members are of Armenian descent, and Armenia's history, including the genocide, always was a central topic throughout their career. But let's keep the background info short and jump straight into the first song, Chop Suey. While their first self-titled album started to grow some awareness for the band, it was their second album, Toxicity, released in 2001, that marked their international breakthrough. John Dolmayan's tom grooves and his rough drum sound add some nice texture to the music. We used the Chop Suey music video as the inspiration for our recreation, and since he is a longtime Tama artist, we picked the same kit we used for our Korn recreation, the Tama Starclassic Performer. The 22-inch kick drum is fitted with a Power Stroke 3 clear batter head and the stock reso head with a porthole. For some extended durability, we added an impact patch, a large one, to cover both impact zones of the double pedal. The batter head is tuned just above wrinkle, and the reso head slightly higher. Inside the kick drum, we placed a blanket and a pillow for some muffling. With 2 mics in place, a TGD71 inside the drum for the attack, and an MC740 large diaphragm condenser outside the drum for the low end, this is our system kick drum sound. The tom setup here is 10 and 12 inch rack toms and 14, 16 and 18 inch floor toms. Just as in the music video, we picked coated heads, double ply emperors to be precise, and tuned them pretty low. The reso heads are single ply heads, and Pascal tuned them a second higher than the batter heads. We're looking for a warm, yet not very long tom sound, so what we need is the right amount of muffling. 1 Remo crown gel per rack tom and 2 crown gels per floor tom are a great starting point. Since some of the reso heads were still ringing even though the batter heads were already silent, Pascal used some tape to shorten them. With dynamic TG-I51s in place, here's the final tom sound. Like the tom sound? Then check out our sample packs at shop.artofdrumming.com and use this exact sound for your own projects. Now the last but most important drum, the snare. 14 by 6.5 inches is the size, and the snare is taken from the same series as the rest of the kit. The maple shell is also pretty close to Dolmayan's signature snare he created in collaboration with Tama years ago. As you might have guessed from some of the previous episodes, the drum head we picked for this metal sound is a coated controlled sound. The reverse dot helps to enhance the durability while keeping the open qualities of a single ply head. The tuning here is very high, and 1 crown gel is enough for the right amount of muffling. On top we use 2 microphones, an M201 and a small diaphragm MC930 as additional mic for some extra attack. The bottom mic is a second M201. Check out the snare sound. Now for the cymbals. Dolmayan is a longtime Paiste player, so we once again had to go through our collection and trust our ears to find what sounds closest, since we do not have Paiste cymbals here. The hi-hat Pascal ended up with is a combination of an A custom bottom cymbal as top and an S Stark bottom cymbal as bottom. The ride in this setup is a 22 A custom ping ride. The crashes from left to right are an 18-inch S medium thin crash, an 18-inch A projection crash, a 20-inch A custom crash, and an 18-inch A custom crash. The china on the far right is a 19-inch A ultra hammered china, and the small cymbals in between are a 10-inch A splash and a 7.5-inch volcano cup. Now the only things missing are two M90 Pro X's as overheads, an MC950 for the hi-hat, an MC930 for the ride cymbal, and an M201 for the room. Let's go, Pascal! In 2005, System of a Down released two albums called Mesmerize and Hypnotize, the last albums they released until today. The song we want to look at now is called Radio Video, and is a great example how they found their very unique way of combining metal music with more traditional ideas. Have a listen.
Hey man, look at me rockin' now, I'm on the radio. Hey man, look at me rockin' now, I'm on the radio. We're driving Lisa. They take me away from the strangest places. Sweet Danny and Lisa.
The drum sound changed a lot, but most of the changes happened in post-production. As for the kit itself, we kept all drums and only redid the snare drum tuning. In a medium tuning, this is what it sounds like. If you're interested in what changed in the mixing process, make sure to keep an eye out for our free mixing breakdown videos at ArtOfDrumming.com, where Pascal explains in detail what he did to the rough signals. Now here's our radio video recreation.
Hey man, look at me rocking out. I'm on the radio. Hey man, look at me rocking out. I'm on the video. Hey man, look at me rocking out. I'm on the radio. Hey man, look at me rocking out. I'm on the video. With Daddy and Lisa.
They take me away from the strangest places. Sweet Danny and Lisa. They take me away from all. They take me away from the strangest places. Sweet Danny and Lisa. They take me away from.
Hey man, look at me rocking out. I'm on the radio. Hey man, look at me rocking out. I'm on the video. With Daddy and Lisa.
System of a Down is one of those bands that will always stand out simply due to their sound and their unique way to combine different cultural and musical influences. Which System of a Down song has the best drum sound in your opinion? And which of our recreations did you prefer? Let us know in the comments, and see you in one of the next episodes.